Hello guys, welcome to the Mastering Up YouTube channel. So today in our classes of the foundation and plant physiology and anatomy, we are going to discuss about the evolution of vascular system in plants. Okay, so basically in this class today we will be discussing how this what we can say is the system that used for the transport of minerals, nutrients, water and food are being evolved from a very basic way to a very specialized system now we see. Okay, so let's start. Before in this class we will also study about the plant kingdom, the classification in the plant kingdom, and through that we will be we will have a detailed study of the evolution of the plant. Okay, so first let's start with our class as we always do. Let's start with the introduction part. Okay, so the evolution of vascular system in plants. We will be having a journey through the plant adaptation. Okay, so first the vascular system is a network of tissues that transport water and nutrients and food. Okay, so the water and nutrients being transported through the xylem and the food is transported with the help of phloem. This whole system we already discussed in the previous classes. Today we won't be discussing about the structural part, the functional group parts and all of this vascular system. We will be just discussing about the evolution and the plant classification. Okay, so now the next is it is essential for the plant growth, survival, allowing adaptations to diverse environmental climate conditions. Okay, so the main objective of the evolution is to adapt to the different changing climates. So due to the presence of due to the evolution of this specialized vascular system, the plants are being able to adapt to the diverse climatic condition, diverse environment that is being produced in these areas. Okay, now let's start with the basics, that is the plant kingdom. Kingdom Plantae is subdivided into two subkingdom, that is cryptogamy and phanerogamous. So the cryptogamous contains three divisions, that is Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, and the phanerogamous they contains Spermatophyta. Okay, so now you can see the Thallophyte is subdivided into two subdivisions, that is algae and fungi, and the Bryophyta they are just a single class, and the Pteridophyta they are, you can say, the ferns and all are present here. In this case of Bryophyta we have mosses, liverworts and all. Okay, now the Spermatophyta, these are some we can call the modern plants. Okay, so they are Gymnosperms and Angiosperms. These Gymnosperms they have naked seed and the Angiosperms have an enclosed seed. Okay, angiosperms are we can see the trees and all, or you can see the cycospines and all are cases of gymnosperms. Okay, now again let me just tell you that the kingdom Plantae is divided into two subkingdom, cryptogamy and phanerogamous. The cryptogamy and phanerogamy is again they are divided into different subdivisions, or you can say divisions. Okay, so cryptogamy is divided into three subdivisions, that is Thallophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta, and phanerogamy is divided into Spermatophyta. And this Thallophyta are subdivided into two subdivisions, that is algae and fungi, and the Bryophyta, Bryophyta and Pteridophyta they have a whole alone division is there. The Bryophyta, you can see the mosses, liverworts and all are present in Bryophyta, and Pteridophyta we can say that is like a fern. Okay, now in Spermatophyta they are divided into two subdivisions, Gymnosperms and Angiosperms. Gymnosperms they contain the naked seeds, and Angiosperms they have enclosed seeds. Okay, so now let's again just have a division based on the vascular type. Plant kingdom they have two types of divided into two types based on the vascular system, presence of vascular system. Non-vascular plants and vascular plants are there. Non-vascular plants you can call it as Bryophytes. Okay, so here you can see other Thallophyta was also present. Okay, the Thallophyta they don't have different specialized different specialized parts are not present. They are a thallus. They have a whole body and everything happens in that. So that's why we are not considering that. We are starting from the Bryophyta. Okay, so the non-vascular plants they are Bryophytes, and the vascular you can call it as Tracheophytes. Okay, so the vascular is also subdivided into two types. Tracheophytes are also subdivided into two types, that is seedless plants and plants with seed. So the seedless plants were considered under Pteridophytes, you can say ferns, and the plants with seed are of two types. Spermatophytes are of two types, that is naked seed bearing, that is gymnosperm, and enclosed seed bearing, that is angiosperms. Okay, So again, let me tell you, plant kingdom is subdivided into two types based on the presence of vascular system, that is non-vascular plants and vascular plants. Non-vascular plants, bryophytes are present, and in vascular plants, tracheophytes. It is called tracheophytes, and it is again subdivided into two types. Pteridophyte, they are seedless plants, and plants with seed are called spermatophytes. They are divided into two types, gymnosperms and angiosperms. Gymnosperms contain naked seeds and angiosperms contain enclosed seeds. Okay, so this is what we have done with the classification. I think now you have an idea about the classification of the plant kingdom based on the presence or absence of the vascular tissues. Okay, from this you can also consider that these one, we have evolutionary what you can say path is here. You can say their development based on the evolution. These things are the oldest plants based on the evolutionary you can say based on the evolutionary growth and all. These are the oldest plants, and you can say they are the youngest based on the evolution. Okay, when we say about the evolutionary timeline, these thallophytes, bryophytes, pteridophytes, they are considered the oldest plants, and the gymnosperms and angiosperms are considered the youngest one. These pteridophytes, they were present, the ferns and all were present in the time of the dinosaurs and all. So you can now see that they were very old compared to the modern day plants. Okay, so that's why the old plants, they didn't have a specialized vascular tissue. The vascular system evolved, and through this evolution, the new young plants based on the evolutionary timelines formed. Okay, so let's discuss the evolution of vascular system. You can see the ferns and all were present in the Cretaceous period or Jurassic period, basically Cretaceous periods and Cenozoic era or the Cretaceous period. They were considered as the very very golden age for the dinosaur and all. So you can see the ferns and all were present at that time, and the modern day plants are very they even after Paleozoic era. Now these modern day plants are very prevalent in the earth. Okay, so these old plants were very old at that time. They were present in that old time, but now you can see most of the plants here today also we can see that old time plants, but majorly these gymnosperms and angiosperms, what we call them, the spermatophytes, they are ruling this plant kingdom now. You can say like that to understand. Okay, so now let's go for the overview of the plant groups. As I already told, non-vascular plants called bryophytes and vascular plants tracheophytes. Okay, examples of bryophytes, mosses, liverworts, hornworts, etc. And vascular plants, we have tracheophytes. They are again subdivided into seedless ferns and seed-bearing spermatophytes. They are seedless ferns are pteridophytes. Okay, and the seed-bearing are spermatophytes, again gymnosperm and angiosperm. This one naked seed and this one enclosed seed. Now about the non-vascular plants, characteristics include their lack of true vascular system. They are typically small and live in moist environments. Okay, here you can see the picture of a moss. You can see a thallus is present. Different structures are present. You can see here, right? Liverworts is here, mosses are here, hornworts are here. They have a specialized body structure. That way they are considered different from the thallophytes. Okay, bryophytes. We can see in the non-vascular plants, bryophytes are here. The characteristics include they lack a true vascular system. Even though they have a true body type, but they lack the true vascular system. And they're typically small and live in moist environment. Its limitation include it depend on the diffusion of water and nutrient transport. Okay, so basically they are present in the moist environment. That's why they take up water in that way. So they depend on the diffusion of water and nutrient transport for water and nutrient transport, and limited size and habitat range. Since they are present in the moist environment, we cannot find these moss and all in the dry areas. So that's why they have a limited habitat range. Okay. Now coming to the early vascular plants. So this image you can see it's Cooksonia. So they are the primitive vascular plant. Okay, this one is the primitive vascular plant. They are the first vascular plant you can say as present. Okay, so the Cooksonia is a primitive vascular plant. Its key features include development of xylem and phloem. Okay, so these Cooksonia, they had a developed xylem and phloem in them, and they allowed plants to grow taller and thrive in the diverse habitats. Okay, so because of the presence of this vascular system, these plants were taller, and that's why they were able to adapt to a wide range of climatic conditions or a diverse habitat. Now the evolutionary advantage is that it improves the water and nutrient transport. Okay, so before this evolution of these vascular plants, the plants were or you can say the bryophytes. They were not that much big. They were small plants. They need to stick to the surface from which it grows. So that's why, because of the diffusion, because the water and nutrients are being absorbed by the plants to the diffusion, so that's why they need to be stick to the surface in which it grows. So that's why they don't have a wide range of habitat range. But in this case, in case of the vascular plant, you can see the first vascular plant, Cooksonia, they had this vascular system. That's why they were able to grow tall, and it improved their nutrient and water transport, and they were able to thrive or able to grow in a wide range of habitat conditions. So that from this Cooksonia, it's an example of the early vascular plants. From the Cooksonia, we can say the modern day developed vascular plants formed. Let's start with the different elements or different vascular system, evolution of different vascular system. Okay, xylem. So the xylem development of tracheids, it occurred first. First specialized cells for water transport was tracheids. We discussed about the role of tracheids, vessels and all in the previous classes. Okay, so the first specialized cells for water transport, tracheids, formed. Then the transition to vessel elements in angiosperms for more efficient water flow started. From tracheid to vessel elements, first tracheid was formed, then vessel elements, then only that other supporting structures were formed in the xylem. Okay, now the importance is that it supports a large plant structure. So this specialized structure, like the presence of these tracheids and vessel elements and all the structures, they help to support a large plant structure. That's why then only modern day plants, you can see they are very large. Compared to the old time plants, they were very long. So that's why this helped in the transport of this presence of this xylem system. They help the plants to transport water in long plants. That's why the long large plant structures, they are able to survive. You can say survive. It enhances the survival in drier environments. Okay, so now since the plants have a vascular system in them, now they have a system for the water transport and food transport. That's why they were able to adapt to a drier environment also. Otherwise, we can say, we study in the case of bryophytes, they need moist conditions, but now the plants can also survive in the drier environments. Now let's go for the evolution of phloem. So the development of sieve elements for transporting sugar and nutrients first occurred. So then after the development, it caused the importance of companion cells in supporting sieve elements. Okay, first sieve elements formed. Then the sieve elements is, you can see the pores were present and the food were transported in that way, right? So now since the sieve elements are present, something need to be able to support the sieve elements, so that when the food travels, they won't break. Okay, so that's why then companion cells formed. This enhanced nutrient distribution lead to a better growth and reproduction. Okay, so growth and reproduction is really important for the in case of evolutionary range. In case of the, you can take the individual plant and all, they need the growth and reproduction. So this phloem transport also helped in enhancing the nutrient distribution, which indirectly led to the development of better growth and reproduction. Okay, now the major adaptations include role of vascular system, roots. Okay, so because of the major adaptations, root helps in anchoring the nutrient and water uptake, and leaves photosynthesis and transpirations. So the evolutionary adaptation that led to an increased diversity and habitat colonization. After this after this, what you can say, vascular plants, development of vascular plants in the evolutionary adaptations, it led to an increased diversity and habitat colonization. The plants were able to colonize in different types of wide range of habitats, and also they were able to adapt to that climatic conditions. Now the case of fern and the seed plants, like the pteridophytes, the seedless vascular plants, the ferns, the first vascular plant to develop leaves and true roots. Okay, so ferns, they Here you can see the picture of fern. They were the first vascular plants to develop leaves and true roots. So the case we Cooksonia, we saw that. Then let's again take the look at the picture of Cooksonia. You can see there are no leaves. So this is just like a moss. You can see the picture of moss. There is a structure for the support. There is thallophyte. You can see the fruit like structure is there. This is just a simple structure of plants, but these ferns were the first vascular plants that had the leaves and true roots present. It's like a true plant. Next, gymnosperms produced. They started producing the seeds. Okay, those ferns, they didn't produce seeds, they produced spores. So the gymnosperms were the first to produce seeds which provide protection and nourishment to the embryos. Now after that, these seeds were naked seeds. So now in angiosperms, they evolved evolution of flowers and fruits. Started the evolution of flowers and fruit produce. These angiosperms, they had the flowers, they had the fruits, they had the enclosed seeds that protected them and enhanced the reproduction and seed dispersal. Okay, so the modern vascular plants, overview of the diversity in current vascular plants. This number of known species are there. 290,000 known species are there, and the role in the ecosystem is that they are the key contributors to the food web, carbon cycling and habitat stability. Actually, you know the importance of plant, how much it is important for our for not only for the earth to function. Okay, so that's why this evolution of vascular plants indirectly helped in the evolution of plant and helped them to adapt to the wide range of climatic conditions, wide range of habitat, and that's why you can call it as the key contributors to the food web, carbon cycling, habitat stability. Now coming to the conclusion, we will be looking at the, you can say, the plant kingdom, and we will have a recap of the evolution and significance of the vascular system in plants, importance for the survival, adaptation, we also study how they are important for the survival, adaptation and ecological roles. Okay, so understanding plant evolution help us appreciate the biodiversity and the environment. From the, you can see that these plants we see around us, you can just look at the plant you have kept in your table or something. You can see how much they are being evolved to have this much structure in them, this much diversity in them. So they were just a simple small plant. From that you can see simple small structure. From that you can see now how much they are evolved and how much this evolution has benefited the earth, the people living in the earth and all. So that's why this is very important. I think now with all these things, I think the evolution of the vascular system and its significance is clear to you. So that's all with the class. I hope you studied and enjoyed it. Let's see you in the next class.